pitch of your voice is relevant. I'm not suggesting that if a guy's talking to a woman, you start talking like this, because women obviously have a higher pitch of voice, but at the same time, you can moderate it a little bit. If you've got a really deep woman voice like that, it can be quite unnerving, maybe for a woman. And likewise, if a woman's dealing with a guy, you've got a really high voice, you can lower it a little bit. These are things that are within your range, and we naturally move our tone of voice around anyway. Most of us do at least. So it's something you can do quite naturally. The speed at which you talk. Most people would agree that the average New Yorker talks a lot faster than the average Californian. I don't know if anybody talks faster than the average Hong Kong Cantonese speaker. That is an incredibly fast language, or at least it sounds like it to me. Right? But the speed at which you talk, once again, listen to the other person, how they're talking, especially if they're on the phone, and you can easily moderate your speed of voice. I had a really interesting experience about 3 months ago when I was in Singapore, and bearing in mind I've been teaching this for a long time. Something happened to me which made me realise that I wasn't practicing what I preach as much as I should do. So I'd been giving a client training all day and I had a cold. And by the end of the day, my voice was going. So I had dinner that night with a friend of mine I hadn't seen for 3 years. And because my voice was going and I had a cold, I had to talk a lot slower and a lot more quietly. And at the end of the dinner he said, "Neil, you've really mellowed out." I didn't think so, but okay. And then the next morning I had a conference call with one of my suppliers. And this guy's a pretty tough negotiator, and I've listed everything out I was going to be asking for and how I was going to deal with these objections. I prepared for this call. But my throat was still sore, so I couldn't talk loudly and I couldn't talk quickly. And after 10 minutes, I got everything I wanted. I thought, wow, that was easy. And then the penny dropped. It was my tone of voice, and it was the speed of my talking. Because what had happened was I led them, they had followed me, and the whole conversation was taken down a notch in terms of aggressiveness. It was a much easier conversation, and the results were very, very good. So it took me to get a cold to actually practice more of what I preach, but it really is something that works. If you think about it, it's very difficult to be angry with somebody and stay angry with somebody that stays calm in talk.